Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you here to Warrensburg-Latham High School as we are ready to kick off the first of our quarterfinal matches in today's IESA 7th grade Class 3A state tournament. Brian Shoemaker is my name, and I'll be carrying you through all the action here this weekend as Central Illinois Sports brings you exclusive coverage of the IESA Girls Volleyball State Championships. You are watching the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. When we come back, we'll get you ready for this one, starting in just about 10 minutes between the Chillicothe Mustangs, a record of 19-7-1, as they take on the Morris Saratoga Hawks with a record of 20-4. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back on Central Illinois Sports here in 2 minutes.
Are you looking to streamline your banking? Great Rivers Bank has just what you need with our streamlined checking and savings accounts. Earn high interest rates or get cash back on debit card purchases with your qualifying account, plus ATM fee refunds. Certain qualifications required. Call or visit our website today at www.greatriversbank.bank to get started. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Logan Agri-Service, we believe that every seed holds the promise of a thriving future. Our commitment to quality and excellence is as strong as the roots we help you grow. With decades of experience, our dedicated team understands your unique needs. From cover crops to premium seeds, we have it all. But it's not just about products, it's about partnership. We're not just sellers, we're your allies in growth, your consultants in success.
Grab the game while your kids are busy. You know, streaming, gaming, and homework. Now you can teach your kids the value of $1 by showing bundles with Cascom. Bundle telephone, internet, and TV. Bundle 2 for a double play or 3 for a triple play. Plus, save $20 a month for 3 months for a limited time. Then you can tell everyone how you help them with their math homework. Call Cascom about bundles today at 1-800-252-1799. Cascom at 1-800-252-1799.
Cedar Lake Campground has been owned and operated by the Kramberg family for over 50 years. Located off of Highway 24 between Coatesburg and Camp Point, Cedar Lake Campground is a quiet family campground that you're sure to enjoy. With 60 RV spots with water and electric and our 5-acre lake, it's a perfect spot for a weekend spent fishing, spending time with family, and enjoying the great outdoors. Find out more about Cedar Lake Campground on Facebook or call 217-455-4602.
We welcome you back here to Central Illinois Sports and the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Great Rivers Bank with locations in Pittsfield, Berry, Liberty, and Hannibal. Here to help you with your lending and personal banking needs. Friendly service and dedicated loan officers can help you through buying a home, opening a business, or making a deposit. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. It's the Chillicothe Mustangs 19-7-1 taking on the Morris Saratoga Hawks at 20-4. In our first quarterfinal match for you here today, we'll take you through all 4 quarterfinals this evening, and then we'll come back on air at about 10:40 a.m. tomorrow morning to get you ready for semifinal action and our trophy games immediately following those semifinals here at Warrensburg-Latham. Let's tell you about our first team on the docket here today, the Chillicothe Mustangs, 19-7-1, 166 students strong in grades 7 and 8 out of Peoria County and the Two Rivers Conference. The Mustangs are the smallest school in the field of 8 teams here this weekend at Warrensburg-Latham. The Mustangs opened the postseason easily defeating Washington Beverly Manor and Washington Middle School in 2 games each in the regional tournament. They had a little bit of a tough task against Metamora, a very nice volleyball program, winning the regional championship 25-19, 12-25, 25-23. And then they punched their way to state with a 25-9, 20-25, 25-18 win over Sherrard in the sectional. This is the 15th appearance overall in the IESA state finals for Chillicothe and the first since 2014. Before then, the program had been a fixture in this state series tournament, appearing 14 times between the years 2000 and 2014. Chillicothe has 9 state trophies to their credit, including a 7th grade state championship in 2009. They have finished runner-up 6 times, and they hope to bring home the top prize here this weekend. A nice starting lineup made up by the likes of Tenley Moore, Josie Draper, Melody Jackson, Ellie Wirtz, and others. This team's overcome a lot of sickness this season, and for about an entire month they had 1 or more players out due to illness. But as we see right now, it looks to be everybody suited up on the roster for the Mustangs this weekend. We'll step aside for a quick 1-minute break here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. When we come back, we'll tell you a little about the Hawks and get you ready for this one. It is the IESA Girls Volleyball State Championships. You're watching it live on Central Illinois Sports.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
I like hard work. I mean, I kind of was raised that way. You really do make a difference. You're helping ship out food to feed people. Someone's got to do it, and I don't mind doing the hard work of it, you know. That gives me meaning, and I do go home rewarded. Every time I drop off a pallet, it's kind of corny, but I look back at it with a sense of pride. I'm like, yep, I built that, it looks awesome, and then I just drive away. I love it. When my life needed meaning, I chose Doc.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Croc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, Sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
Make your dream kitchen and bath a reality with help from Pike County Lumber. We'll create a design to fit your lifestyle and your needs. Quartz countertops, quality onyx that offers dozens of colors. From start to finish, trust the knowledge and experience at Pike County Lumber.
Griffin Signs in Time at 122 South 9th Street in Quincy is a full-service sign company that can complete any project, from fully wrapping your entire fleet of vehicles, digital signs, storefronts, to creating small banners and signs. The right and professional signage is the difference of getting the job, heading folks in the correct direction to find you, or creating a brand recognition for potential customers. Put the right signs in your customer's mind with Griffin Signs in Time. Call 217-228-7470. Kate Marable, real estate broker with Hometown Real Estate, would like to say good luck to all area teams and hopes everyone has a successful and healthy season. When you're in the market for a new home or would like to sell your home, be sure to call Kate Marable. Kate is a lifelong resident of the area and has experience in first-time home buyers, FHA, USDA, and VA loans. Call Kate Marable at 217-370-9809. That's 370-9809 for Kate Marable and Hometown Real Estate.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply. Tell my mom to pick me up soon.
The national anthem is played here at Warrensburg Latham High School, and we get you ready for volleyball action here in the Class 3A 7th grade state tournament. Time for our starting lineups, brought to you today by Farm and Home Supply. From snacks and hoodies, power tools, and lawn chairs, no other place has it all like your local Farm and Home Supply. We will get you ready for starting lineups, and we'll tell you a little bit about those Morris Saratoga Hawks as we begin the match here tonight. still kind of learning how the workflow will go here for the volleyball state tournament when it comes to announcements and starting lineups and the such here this weekend. On the home scoreboard today will be the Chillicothe Mustangs. Ashley Kluge, the head coach, Stephanie Seegers, her assistant, 19-7-1. Let's introduce you to all of the non-starters for Chillicothe. Number 5 is an outside hitter, Hensley Jackson. Number 7, an outside hitter, Asa Holloway. A middle hitter wears number 11, Harmony Dunbar. Amaya Howard is an outside hitter wearing number 12. Sydney Sanderbeck is a defensive specialist. She wears number 19. And Gabby Durking is a defensive specialist wearing number 31. All of the Mustangs, 7th graders on the rosters this year. On the opposite side for Morris Saratoga, Nicole Brown, the head coach, Melody Coons, her assistant, non-starters for the Hawks. Number 12, an outside hitter, is Jocelyn Rivera. Number 19 is Zoe Tondini, a defensive specialist. Number 20 is Alea Sager, an outside hitter. Number 31 is Victoria Corneo, a setter. Number 33, a middle hitter, is Haley Evans. Number 41, an outside hitter, is Kasia Johnson. And at middle hitter, number 49 is Abby Hillman. As we get you ready for the Hawks of Morris Saratoga. And we'll introduce their starting lineups to you now. A middle hitter, 7th grader, number 8 is McKenna Loikitz. An outside hitter, a 7th grader, number 13, Elena Krogert. At center for the Hawks, a 7th grader, number 14, Ansley Rink. An outside hitter, a 7th grader, number 16, Audrey Meisner. An outside hitter, a 7th grader, number 34, Tegan Salins. And in the middle, the 7th grader, number 48, is Kayla Hutchcraft. It's Loikitz, Krogert, Rink, Meisner, Salins, and Hutchcraft for Morris Saratoga. The libero for this squad, a 7th grader, wears number 2. That is Aubrey McConnell. They are in the road maroons tonight. The libero wearing the home white jersey here for Morris Saratoga. 167 students in grades 7 and 8 out of Grundy County in the Illinois Valley Conference. It's been 2 games all the way for the Hawks in this postseason. They defeated Wilmington 25-20, 25-12, and Lockport Kelvin Grove 25-19, 25-18 to win their regional. They cruised past Mendota Northbrook 25-10, 25-13 to claim a sectional. And on the opposite side here, let's get you the starting lineup for the Chillicothe Mustangs. At center, the 7th grader, number 3, is Tegan Draper. An outside hitter, a 7th grader, number 10, is Josie Draper. Number 13, the setter, is a 7th grader. 13 is Ellie Wirtz. At middle hitter, a 7th grader, number 18, Tinley Moore. An outside hitter, a 7th grader, number 23, Olivia Scholl. And at middle hitter, a 7th grader, number 33, Melody Jackson. It's Draper, Wirtz, Moore, Scholl, and Jackson here for the 19-7-1 Chillicothe Mustangs. Here in a beautiful facility at Warrensburg Latham, a fantastic gym that's already hosted some 7th grade boys basketball state tournament action here this season. And nice crowds from both sides. Morris has got a nice crowd here on the opposite side of the floor. Chillicothe sitting underneath us as we are up on the 2nd level balcony here at the Bird's Nest, as they call it. We will step aside for a quick 30 seconds. When we come back, it's time for state volleyball action. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the IESA Girls Championships live here on Central Illinois Sports.
Since 1921, Farmers State Bank of Camp Point has been a vital part of our community's history. We are proud of our growth, our community leadership, and our success, which is only possible because of all those who shared this journey with us. We are grateful to the generations of loyal customers, families, businesses, employees, officers, and directors who have shaped not only our story, but our entire communities. Thank you. We look forward to serving you and your future generations for the next 100 years. Farmers State Bank and Camp Point. Together, we are a strong, united community.
I love training. I like to help people improve on their tasks. That food has been providing everything for me. They just treat you so well. When my life needed an opportunity, I chose that.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Welcome you back here to Warrensburg Latham High Schools. They're finishing up the starting lineup introductions here for Chillicothe as we get you ready for our first quarterfinal of the day. We remind you that with your membership here to Central Illinois Sports this weekend, you have access to all 4 classes of state volleyball action. You can put one on your TV, one on your phone, one on your tablet, however you like to watch junior high volleyball, and you will also have access to the 8th grade tournaments coming up next weekend. So if you are watching us right now, you're already locked in. We know that sometimes some schools have some successful seasons, and 7th and 8th grade teams will make their way into the state final. So if you're watching us alongside, you're already set coming up for next weekend. For Morris Saratoga, this is the 9th time the Hawks will take a state finals floor. Their 8th grade team has finished runner-up in each of the last 2 seasons. They have not won a quarterfinal game in any of their other 6 appearances, and they'll look to make their way into the trophy round coming up here tomorrow morning. Winner of this one will move on to the 11 a.m. semifinal as we get the teams ready to rock and roll. Music is loud here at Warrensburg Latham. Teams make their initial handshakes at midcourt at the net, and we are ready to rock and roll. As we do in postseason volleyball, we do have corner judges here tonight scouting the sidelines and end lines to help our officials at the net and on the floor. A really nice facility here at Warrensburg Latham. Multiple scoreboards around the facility. A lot of seating here, so we'll hope to see some big crowds coming up tomorrow. As sometimes these Friday quarterfinals are a little bit difficult to make for some people, and we're glad that you may be watching alongside with us here on Central Illinois Sports. Team's getting ready here as the libero checks in for Saratoga. Aubrey McConnell, and heading to the bench for the initial rotation here will be Kayla Hutchcraft for Morris. Chillicothe will get the first serve. That's going to be Tinley Moore with the initial serve here for the state tournament, wearing number 18, and we are ready to rock and roll here. You are watching exclusive coverage of the IESA Girls State Championships here live on Central Illinois Sports. Serve is up and over the net, overhand serve as Morris will get set. Goes into the hands of Rink. The initial attack there out of the hands of Loikitz is no good, and it'll be a quick point for Chillicothe on the attack error. Games to 25 have to win by 2, and it's best 2 of 3 here in the land of Lincoln as the serve is over and strong into the back row. On the initial attack, they're going to have to bump it back over as Meisner got 2 hands on it. She couldn't get a good handle on it, and it'll go sailing out of the sidelines in a second point here for the Mustangs. 2-0 here in game number 1 of 3. Nice overhand set, heading into the back row. It's going to initially go over on one touch. They'll toss it back over. Trying to get the jump was Kroger for the quick attack. She couldn't get it either. It goes into the net, an attack error, and it'll be 3-0 Chillicothe. This Chillicothe team has had a nice run here in the past few seasons, and of course their high school girls have developed a very nice program over the past few years, and it's going to be a quick ace there out of the hands of Moore as she knocked it into the back row, and the Hawks not able to handle. 4-0 quickly here for Chillicothe in the opening one. Tinley Moore with the overhand serve into the back row. Set up from Rink. Attack over back row from Kroger is good. Mustangs on their first touch. They'll get it into the back row. Kroger dumps it back into the row. It's going to get set up. This is going to be Draper, and it's going to be a nice little run there at the net as Salins was able to win the joust at the net. We'll show it to you here real quick on the Northwestern Mutual replay. And Morris gets their first point of the board here today. Serving first for Morris will be Elena Kroger, the 7th grade outside hitter. Overhand serve goes into the back row, touched up by Scholl. They'll get it set up now for Wirtz. Her shot a little too far. It's an attack error and another point here for Saratoga. 2 serving 4 here in game number 1 at Warrensburg Latham. Kroger on the serve. Barely just sails over the tape. Little tip back over out of the hands of Tegan Draper. Mustangs will get another try at it. Up in the middle. Nice attack there out of the hands of Melody Jackson. She's able to knock it down. We'll show you that kill here real quick on the Northwestern Mutual replay. She gets it into the back row, and the Hawks not able to handle. Serving here for Chillicothe, number 3, it's the setter Tegan Draper on this team. One of the 2 setters here on the Mustang squad. Nice attack into the back row from Salins. Mustangs able to recover. Jackson will get a hand on it. Mustangs set up. Jackson again sends it into the back row, received there by McConnell. McConnell will have to push it back over from the back row here. Mustangs get a free opportunity. Now coming on the attack is Draper, and we're going to get a double touch violation against Chillicothe. It'll be a point for Morris Saratoga, and it's quickly 5-3. McConnell will be on the serve here, the 7th grade libero for Morris Saratoga. Her team trails by 2 here in game number 1. Nice serve. It's almost an ace, but able to be dug up in the back row. The attack try from Meisner goes just a little bit far outside of the corner. And it'll be 6-3 on the point for Chillicothe. Josie Draper getting the serve here. One of the big outside hitters. Coach Ashley Kluge says she can really kind of step into any role, though, for the Mustang squad. Nice attack into the back row from Tegan Salins. Finds the open spot, and it just like that, it's 6-4 as Morris Saratoga trying to close in on this deficit. Salins will go ahead and grab the ball for serve here for the Hawks. Into the back row. Has to be quickly dumped over, and a weird little play there as Ellie Wirtz tried to get a one-hand touch on it to dump it over. And the Hawks not quite ready for it. Hits the floor. It's going to be 7-4 here. Melody Jackson with the serve. Oh, tries to tip it over the tape. Tried to just get it to sail over and fall quickly. Instead, it's a service error as it didn't have the distance, and it's 7-5. Meisner on the serve now for Morris Saratoga. Couple of steps, nice little jump serve, and it's going to be a nice little ace there for Meisner. We'll show it to you on the Northwestern Mutual replay as Chillicothe not able to handle in the back row. Six serving 7 here as Meisner just got the ace. She'll head again. Into the back row, handled better that time by the Mustangs. Pushing it over now is Tenley Moore. On the attack now, this is Hutchcraft with it. Nice little duck from Hutchcraft. A kill for Hutchcraft and another point. And we are tied here, 7-7, as Morris has come back in this one. Sailing the ball over, and it's going to be an ace, as they say it was right on the line. Another ace for Meisner. She's got 2 in this service. And Morris Saratoga takes their first lead of the contest here. It is 8-7 in game number 1. The Hawks with the early lead on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Jump serve makes it into the back row. It's received there by Jackson. Scholl couldn't get the handle on it. Morris Saratoga here on a nice little run. It's 9-7 so far. Those first passes always so important, and that one just kind of went outside of the reach of Olivia Scholl to get a good handle on it. Serve goes into the back row. Jackson's going to have to play it back up into the front row. Instead, it'll be a back row attack pushed over by Josie Draper. McConnell pushes it over. She finds the spot. Nice play from the back row from the libero McConnell. And it's 10-7. Morris Saratoga on a nice little run here in game number 1. Meisner continuing the serve here for Morris. Chillicothe really having a struggle here as Jackson trying to get the handle on it, and she just hasn't been able to play those last couple of serves very well. And Ashley Kluge will take a timeout. We'll take it 2. It's Morris Saratoga 11, Chillicothe 7 in game number 1. Don't go anywhere. We're right back here in about 30 seconds.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times, and Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
Chillicothe takes our first Adams Fiber timeout for the fastest internet experience. That's Wi-Fi 6 and speeds up to 1 gigabit. Visit followthefiber.net to learn more about Adams Network. Serve is going to go into the net that time, and a nice service run from Audrey Meisner ends as she puts one into the net, and that'll make it 11-8 now as Chillicothe will get the serve back. Serving here for the Mustangs is number 13, the setter Ellie Wirth. She can't get it above the net either. Another service error back-to-back here, and it's 12-8 as the teams trade points. Loikitz comes back in for the libero. Serving now is Kayla Hutchcraft, the middle hitter for Morris. She sends one in. Nice play from Josie Draper to keep it in play. They're going to have to tip it back over, but they couldn't get underneath it. It was tight against the net as Tinley Moore couldn't get it over. And it's 13-8. Morris Saratoga with the lead here in game one. They've got all the momentum here after an early run from Chillicothe. Hutchcraft right over the top of the tape into the hands of Jackson. Nice first pass. Attack coming now from Tinley Moore. Gets it up and over. Morris able to get a handle on it. They'll have to give a free ball back here to the Mustangs. On the attack again is Tinley Moore. Gets it into the back row, and a nice hit from Tinley Moore. And that'll be a kill for Moore and a point here for Chillicothe as we show it to you again on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Nice strike. Gets it up over the tape and high. That's a little hard to handle there for the Hawks. Serving now is Olivia Scholl, 7th grade outside hitter. She'll get it into the back row and handled well by McConnell. On the attack now, this is Loikitz. Sends it into the back row and it'll be out. It's an attack error on Morris Saratoga and another point for Chillicothe as it's now 10 serving 13. Olivia Scholl, the other outside hitter. 29 digs, 5 aces on the season here for Scholl as she gets that one up. Nice tip over from Morris. Chillicothe ready for it though. And now they're on the attack. On the attack here is Krogert. Punches it into the net on an errant hit. It'll be an attack error and a point here coming up for Chillicothe. It's 11 serving 13. Scholl with the serve. Gets it over. Diving dig for it there, and it's going to be an ace. As Meisner had to dive for it. It was just a little bit out of her easy reach. And an ace for the Mustangs once again. It's 12 serving 13. Back and forth here in game number one. They're going to have just a little bit of chat there with one of the Chillicothe players, maybe making sure that she's all right. Tegan Draper kind of checking on the nose there. Maybe a little bit of a, officials thought maybe a little bit of blood, but she seems to be okay. Scholl gets it up and over, tries to tickle it right over the top of the tape. Instead, it'll fall on the Mustang side. It'll be a service error and a point to Morris Saratoga. Serving now for the Hawks, number 14, Ansley Rink, 7th grade setter on this squad. Tries to get it up and over, and again, that one will go into the net as the two teams trade errors here. And it's 13 serving 14 as Tinley Moore will come up to it again. 48 kills, 16 aces on the season here through most of the season for Tinley Moore. One of the big offensive and defensive leaders on this squad. They're going to have to get it all the way back over from the back row. Nice play from McConnell to keep it in action. On the attack now is Jackson. Gets it over two defenders, and now a nice play from McConnell to keep it in. Chillicothe back on the attack now. They try to set it up for Moore. She puts it into the back row. McConnell, a nice job here on this rally. They'll get it set. Jackson punches into the back row. A big kill for Melody Jackson. Way to find the spot as McConnell was diving for it. Just couldn't get the reach on it. And it's another point here for Chillicothe. We are tied back up at 14 here in game number 1. Moore with it. High serve, and that one's just going to sail out of bounds. And it'll be a point here for the Hawks. They once again regain the lead, 15-14, as Krogert will be the serve for Morris Saratoga. Big crowd and a big student section over here on the Morris Saratoga side. And that one is going to sail just out of the end line. It'll be a service error and a point for Chillicothe, and it's 15-15. As the next serve will be Tegan Draper. 39 assists, 21 digs, 17 aces on the season for Tegan Draper, one of the 2 setters here on this Mustang squad. Overhand serve makes it into the back row. McConnell got it. Now this is the attack from Meisner. Gets it up over the tape. Chillicothe dives for it. It'll be a kill instead for Meisner. And Morris Saratoga regains the 16-15 advantage. Hutchcraft will check back in for Loikitz. And with the serve will be the libero, Aubrey McConnell. She gets it into the back row where it's received there by Tinley Moore. A little tight on the net, though, and now we're going to have a net violation against Chillicothe. And it'll be a point for Morris Saratoga. They regain a 2-point advantage, 17-15. Our first of 4 quarterfinals for you today here on Central Illinois Sports from Warrensburg-Latham. Nice tap over as Josie Draper played it tight off the net. This is Hutchcraft with it. Sends it into the back row, and a nice kill for Kayla Hutchcraft. As she will show it to you again here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Nice strike from Hutchcraft into the back row, and keeping those high. It's a tough decision when you're in that back row with those high attacks of what you're going to do with it. 18-15 now, Hawks with the lead. McConnell into the back row, and that's going to be an ace there as Draper was going for it along with Moore. And Chillicothe will take their second Adams Fiber timeout. We'll take it 2. It's Morris Saratoga 19, Chillicothe 15 in game number 1. Don't go anywhere. We're right back on Central Illinois Sports.
At Full Throttle Parts, we do spray-on bed liners, a brand called Patriot Liner. It is very elite. It actually enhances the resale value of anything you put it on or off-road.
Go Full Throttle!
Go Full Throttle.
The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville with locations in Griggsville, Mount Sterling, and Pittsfield. Maybe you ask, why choose Farmers National Bank of Griggsville? The answer is simple. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment with local investments. We have many products and services to meet your needs. We invite you to find out more about us. Go to fmbgriggsville.com and explore all the services we offer. Visit any of our 3 friendly locations in Mount Sterling, Griggsville, and Pittsfield today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, local people helping local people, member FDIC.
Chillicothe takes their second timeout here in game number 1. It's an Adams Fiber timeout for local computer service that won't go do you wrong. Visit followthefiber.net for the best computer service in West Central Illinois. It's a 19-15 ball game here as the Hawks have the advantage and the serve. They send it into the back row. Coming up, this is Haley Jackson. Nice strike and a nice dig there by McConnell. On the back attack now, this is Meisner, and it sends it into the back row. Nice little dump over from Jackson. Now she'll do it again. One-handed smack right back over the net, but McConnell another nice dig. Free ball on the way from Krogert. Here comes Chillicothe. Jackson again. Tries to punch it into the back row. McConnell another nice dig. Now she's going to have to put it back over. It's a free ball for Chillicothe, and instead they give it right back, and that point's going to be a point for Morris as that one went off the net here. At the midline stripe, it'll be a point for Morris Saratoga. They win the race to 20. It's 20-15 here in game number 1. McConnell with the serve. Send it into the back row, received by Scholl. It's going to have to be a free ball over out of the hands of Ellie Wirtz. Hawks get an opportunity here. Attack coming out of the hands of Rink. McConnell sets up. This is Rink on the set. Hutchcraft with it. Nice little block there from Jackson. She's going to have to play it tight off the net, dumps it over 2 defenders, and instead a nice dig from Morris. Nice little rally here as Salen's able to win that one finally for Morris. As she finds the tough spot to receive for Chillicothe in the back row. It's 21-15 here in game number 1. Nice rally on both sides there, and Morris Saratoga gets the best of them. McConnell into the back row. This is Draper with it, and Jackson's just going to have to free ball it back over for Chillicothe. Back row attack from Kroger. Nice strike into the back now. This is Draper setting it up high. Chillicothe just getting a little bit out of sorts here on some of these plays. And a nice kill for Hutchcraft as she got the tool off of Jackson. We'll show it to you here real quick on the Northwestern Mutual replay as they get the setup for Kayla Hutchcraft, and she's able to knock it down. 22-15 our score here in game number 1. Volleyball goes up. Jackson's going to try and get a nice strike on it. She'll put one down for Chillicothe, a much-needed point for the Mustangs. And just like that, it's back to 16 serving 22, and the Mustangs will get the volleyball as Josie Draper will be on the serve for Chillicothe. She and Tegan are twins on this team. 24 kills, 26 digs, 26 aces on the season. And it's going to be another ace as that one not being able to handled by Morris Saratoga. And just like that, 17-22 here in game number 1. Draper on the serve. Little runner. Goes over, tries to get it just over the top of the net, and instead it falls straight down. And the service error gives it back to Morris Saratoga. 23-17 as Tegan Salins, the outside hitter, will get the ball. She'll punch it up and over the net. Jackson will have to put it over for Chillicothe. On the far side to Meisner on the outside. Nice pick back up from Josie Draper. Jackson on the attack, gets it over, and a nice kill for Jackson as she just gets it over 2 Morris defenders. And a much-needed point again for Chillicothe. Everyone counts now. It's 18-23 here in game number 1. Into the back row, McConnell gets a hand on it. They will set it up, and running in is going to be Salins on the attack. McConnell, another fantastic dig out of the back row. Salins again for Morris. Running strike for Josie Draper. Comes back over on a nice play from Morris. They'll set it up. This is Hutchcraft. She gets it in. Nice play for Kayla Hutchcraft as she gets it off the hands of Tinley Moore. And it's going to be game point here in set number 1 for Morris Saratoga. They lead 24-18. Meisner will serve for game point. Goes over the net into the back row. Jackson with the first putt touch. They'll try and get it over. It's going to be Scholl with it. McConnell with the dig. Hutchcraft coming in for the attack. Sends it into the open spot and good. Kayla Hutchcraft knocks it down. And Morris Saratoga claims game number 1. It's the Hawks winning game number 1, 25-18. As we show you that last kill here from Kayla Hutchcraft. You're watching state volleyball action here live on Central Illinois Sports.
From bag to field to bin, Prairieland FS is your home for quality seed. We treat it right here at one of our local facilities, deliver it right to your farm, and then provide the propane to fuel your bins. Have confidence in what you're putting in your engine with our energy specialist. They're focused on maximizing power, fuel efficiency, and engine protection to keep you going. We're neighbors serving neighbors. Prairieland FS, your leading supplier of choice.
United Community Bank has been serving our community in banking since 1973 and is a proud member of the Pittsfield Strong United community. UCB brings you the latest banking technology, security, and convenience you expect, delivered with friendly local service you deserve from your community bank. UCB invites you to stop in for a visit at number 1 Professional Plaza in Pittsfield, or you can find them online at ucbbank.com. United Community Bank, the leader of community banking, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Sign up for a Saki Rewards debit card. Best Systems Insulators offer insulation for homes and commercial buildings throughout central Illinois and the surrounding areas. We take great care to ensure that the insulation products we use are the best fit for our clients and their project. We understand that different buildings have different needs and that each of our clients has a unique set of goals. Let us work with you to find the best solution for your next project. Call Best Systems Insulators at 217-285-6005. That's 285-6005. Or visit them online at GoBestSystems.com.
It's time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams counties. Call 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Schumann and Emily Matthews at Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
GSI Grain Bins, maximize your profitability. From the initial site to developing your custom grain storage plan to the completion of the project. Mixer Lumber Company, we will be with you every step of the way. Mixer Lumber Company, your trusted GSI grain bin dealer.
I'm Chris Nichols with PCRE Real Estate and Auction here in Pittsfield. For 15 years now, I've been specializing in selling farmland and hunting properties along with homes and commercial real estate. Whether it's helping a seller get a premium price out of their home or assisting a buyer to find the farm of their dreams, I pride myself on providing elite customer service. Give me a call today at 217-473-3777 if I can help with any of your real estate needs. Or feel free to jump on our website at pcrerealestate.com.
Welcome you back here to Central Illinois Sports and our exclusive coverage of the IESA Girls Volleyball State Championships. We remind you that you can watch any of the 4 classes happening live here tonight. Put one on your tablet, one on your television device, one on your phone. However you want to watch us here today, we're so glad you're joining us alongside on Central Illinois Sports as Morris wins the first set 25-18. They'll get the serve to begin set number 2 here as Elena Kroger will get the first touch for the Hawks. She'll send it into the net, and just like that, it'll be a service error and a quick point for Chillicothe. For Chillicothe, they were the 3 seed in their regional. They beat 1 but not 2 teams that they had previously lost to in the regular season to get out of the original postseason round. And of course, one of the big games on their schedule was that tough task against Metamora. Back on the attack now is the Hawks. A nice hit from Meisner and a big kill. We'll show it to you again here in the Northwestern Mutual replays. It's a quick kill for Meisner, and just like that, a point for Morris Saratoga. Tied up at 1 here in the early going as McConnell will be on the serve now for the Hawks. McConnell had a heck of a first game here. Seemed to be everywhere in the back row. She'll send it into the back row, received by Ellie Wirtz. It's going to have to be a free ball over out of the hands of Tegan Draper, but it's going to be a touch into the ground. Draper kind of looks back at her teammates and says, we'll take it. It's a 2-1 lead, as the Hawks just weren't ready for that one. And now Tegan Draper will get the serve for Chillicothe. She'll send it high. Nice serve. It's a tough one to touch, and it's going to be a kill as Kroger couldn't get a good play on it. And it'll be a quick point here for Chillicothe as we show you that ace on the Northwestern Mutual replay. 3-1 lead here in the early going. With the set, this is Rink, and now it's going to be a lift violation against Rink. They say she didn't get under it quite well enough. It'll be 4-1 Chillicothe as Draper will continue the serve. Into the back row. It's going to be a free ball back over. Chillicothe will set it up. This is Jackson on it. Tips it into the back row. Dug out by Kroger. Tied against the net. Hutchcraft able to get it over. Jackson gets a quick touch on it. Chillicothe sends it back over to the Hawks. A little back and forth now as it's going to be a quick run. And Rink and McConnell halfway collide trying to chase down that one. It'll be a point for Chillicothe, and it's a 5-1 lead here in game number 2. McConnell puts it up in the air. This is going to be Meisner on it. She'll send it back over. Doug trying to get dug out. There was Tinley Moore, and instead it'll be a kill and a point here for Morris, which we'll show it to you here quickly on the replay. Five serving 2 as Salins was on the serve for Morris. Jackson running shot. Nice little touch as she got it backwards over her head in the opposite direction. Fooled Morris all the way out of that one. And it's a kill for Jackson and a 6-2 lead here for Chillicothe. As you see it again, Jackson tips it back, finds the open spot, and a nice play from Jackson. Draper on the serve. It'll be a service error. She couldn't get that one over the tape. It'll be 6-3 now. Chillicothe still with the lead here, and with the serve is the 7th grade outside hitter, Audrey Meisner. Meisner, nice serve into the back row. Set up here by Wirtz. It'll be a free ball back over for Morris. Hutchcraft with it. Little light touch into the back row. Chillicothe plays it well. This is now Scholl with it. Hutchcraft will get another try at it for Morris. Nice dig Nice dig out of the hands there of Josie Draper. Running back now, Kroger plays it back into Chillicothe's side. Jackson will get another try at it, sends it into the back row, popped up in the air by Salins. This is Kroger. Chillicothe setting it now into the hands of Scholl, and she'll send it into the net. Just couldn't get enough lift on it. And it's 4 serving 6 here as Morris starting to get a little run. Similar to what we saw in game number 1 where Chillicothe get off to a hot start and Morris would collect themselves and start to get some points put together. This is Wirtz, had to play it tough off the net as the first pass got a little too close to the net there that time to make an easy play and an easy set. Now it's 6-5. Meisner into the back row. It's going to be a free ball back over here for the Hawks. They'll set it up. This is Kroger with it. She can't get it above the net. It's an attack error and a point for Chillicothe. Now they lead 7-5 as Melody Jackson will be on the serve. 61 kills, 15 aces for Melody Jackson this season. On the attack now, Kroger. She can't get it up as she was challenged by Tinley Moore, and it'll be another point for Chillicothe. That game to Metamora we talked to you about in the regional championship. They had previously lost to Metamora in 2, rallied for the big 3-set win to keep their postseason hopes alive. So that'll be an ace there for Jackson. 9 serving 5 here in game number 2, and we're going to get a timeout from Morris Saratoga. It's an Adams Fiber timeout too. Don't go anywhere. You're watching game number 2 of our quarterfinal action here on Central Illinois Sports.
GSI Grain Bins, maximize your profitability. From the initial site to developing your custom grain storage plan to the completion of the project. Mixer Lumber Company, we will be with you every step of the way. Mixer Lumber Company, your trusted GSI grain bin dealer.
The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517.
Morris takes the timeout. It's going to be their first here in game number 2. And they take the Adams Fiber timeout for the best internet speeds around. That's Wi-Fi 6 and speeds up to 1 gigabit. That means you'll never buffer while watching state championship action here on Central Illinois Sports. Visit followthefiber.net to learn more. Nice little touch over as Rink tried to get the quick play for Morris. They get it into the back row out of the hands of Kroger. Free ball back over. Hawks with an opportunity here. With a quick tip over, it's Rink, and a nice play from Ansley Rink as she makes the smart dump over and gets the quick point for Morris. Now it's 6 serving 9. With the serve now is Kayla Hutchcraft for Morris Saratoga. And she can't get that one up. And it'll be a service error and a point for Chillicothe as McConnell will come back in and Hutchcraft will head to the bench here for Morris. On the serve now for Chillicothe, it's number 13, Ellie Wirtz. 56 assists, 23 digs. One of the team captains here, and that one won't make it over the net either. The teams trade service errors. And it's 7 serving 10 as Ansley Rink will come back with the serve for the Hawks. It's going to be a free ball over, Instead, it's going to be Morris. She just got a little off balance there, and instead of getting it up, sent it right into the net. The error for Chillicothe gives it the point back to Morris Saratoga. And that's going to be an ace there for Rink as she sends it into Jackson. Jackson wanted to get it up high, and instead it goes off of her hands and backwards, and it's another point here for the Hawks. It's 9 serving 10. Winner goes on to take on the winner of Staunton and Paris Mayo. That is our next match scheduled to begin at 5:45. Jackson has a little more trouble there, and it's 2 aces in a row for Ansley Rink. And we are tied back at 10 here in game number 2. Into the back row. Setting it up is Draper. Nice strike out of the hands of Tinley Moore. Hawks turn at it. Kroger sends it into the back row. Jackson has a little trouble, and it's going to be a kill for Elena Kroger. And Chillicothe wants to take a timeout. It's 11-10. Morris Saratoga up here in game number 2. Don't go anywhere. We're right back on Central Illinois Sports.
Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dew Wester Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dew Wester Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dew Wester Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Deer Wester Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at deerwestergrain.com.
Chillicothe takes the timeout. It'll be their first of game number 2 here, as each team has one timeout remaining here in this set. Hawks get the volleyball over into the back row. Jackson with the first pass gets it up to Draper. Chillicothe with a little trouble there on the communication, and now it's going to be a joust at the net as Rink just able to touch it up. Chillicothe was there on the defensive stop, but really just a little too far away from the net and gave it a little bit of space, and that ball went straight down. 12-10 here. Morris Saratoga on a little bit of a run, trying to close things out here in 2 sets in the quarterfinal. Jackson sends it back over, and it's going to be a point as Morris just didn't quite see that one coming. It got over the net, and the first pass wasn't ready. And just like that, back to an 11-12 game. On the serve now is Olivia Scholl. Scholl running serve, gets it over. With the set now, this is Rink. Sets it up on the opposite side for Kroger. Nice hit from Kroger. And it's a kill for Morris as we show it to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Able to get it up. She's had a nice game as Kroger on the attacking side. Kroger will get the serve here for Morris. Up and over the net into the back row. Jackson with it. They get the pass into the opposite side. Tegan Draper has to free ball it over for Chillicothe. Hawks get an opportunity here and sending into the back row. Now it's going to go right back over, and the officials say the point is going to go to Chillicothe as it's going to be a net violation against Saratoga. Tinley Moore will be on the serve here for Chillicothe. Up and over the net into the back row. McConnell's going to have to push it up forward. This is going to be Meisner getting it over for Chillicothe. Draper sets it up. It's going to be Jackson trying to run and catch it. A nice tough play for Melody Jackson. She's had a couple of those nice plays where she's looked a little bit off balance, been able to find the open spot. As you can see, she goes to the left, works it back to the right, and it'll be a kill for Jackson and a point for Chillicothe. We're tied back up at 13. Serve goes over. Setting it up is Rink. She'll set it up now for Loikitz into the back row. Tough dig is going to be made by Moore, but it's going to be a kill for Loikitz. But Tinley Moore extended and really had a nice try on that one to keep it in play. 14-13. Hawks with the lead and the serve as it's going to be Aubrey McConnell. Gets it over the net, received there by Scholl. They'll set it up. It's going to be a tough break as Chillicothe not able to get a good strike on that one. Back row attack here out of the hands of Kroger. She's going to send that one far, and it's going to be a point for Chillicothe. We're tied back up at 14. Tegan Draper on the serve here for Chillicothe. Tied up in game number 2. Nice strong strike into the back row. It's going to be up into the net. Jackson gets a touch on it, but she punches it a little too hard, and it'll sail over the net. Got it a little too low on the wrist that time. And it's 15-14. Tegan Salen's on the serve here for the Hawks. Sends the volleyball over into the back row. This will be Draper setting it up to the middle. Jackson gets a run on it. High, lofty one back into the row for the Hawks. Back row attack. Chillicothe will receive. They'll set it back up. This is Jackson one more time. Into the back row. Received now by Kroger. McConnell punches it up. It's going to be a tough play for Meisner. She couldn't get that one as she was just a little out of bounds and a little too sideways to get that one back into play. Tied back up at 15 here in game number 2. It's been a good one so far. Josie Draper setting up here for Chillicothe. On the run. Sends it into the back row, and it's going to be an ace for Draper. It's Morris Saratoga just not able to handle that one. We'll show it to you again here on the replay as they get 3 tries to touch on it. Nobody could get it up. Chillicothe, a 16-15 lead here in game number 2, and it's going to be a second ace, back-to-back aces for Draper. Sending that volleyball into that back row and low, and sometimes those players just want to get that touch to get it up in the air instead of trying to get their hands together for that first pass. Chillicothe sets it up. This is Jackson again, gets up high, nice play. Diving for it, though, is Hutchcraft after McConnell got a nice dig on it to keep it from hitting the floor. And instead, it's going to be a point for Chillicothe. It's 18-15 now. Chillicothe trying to get a little momentum here to close this one out and maybe force it to a decisive game number 3. Setting up his Wirtz. Jackson on the run, has to get it up over Hutchcraft, and she does. Hutchcraft right back into the back row. Nice play from Kayla Hutchcraft. Saw the opening in the corner, and that's right where she sent it. And just like that, it's another point for Morris Saratoga. Jackson and Hutchcraft, the 2 big hitters in the middle here, have done a nice job on both sides for their teams here so far. Audrey Meisner with the serve for Morris. Sends it into the back row. Jackson gets it up. McConnell, a nice tough dig again, but Saratoga not able to handle that one. 19-16 here. As on the serve will be Melody Jackson. Jackson, high, lofty one, and that's going to be an ace as she gets it to drop right over the top of the net. Nice ace for Jackson, and it's 20-16 as Chillicothe wins the race to 20, and Morris Saratoga will take the timeout. Don't go anywhere. We'll see how game number 2 ends after this on Central Illinois Sports.
Welcome to Douglas Automotive and Tire, your expert truck and car repair center in Pittsfield, Illinois. We provide full service from oil changes to new tires and everything in between. Contact us today to schedule service. We're located at 303 West Jefferson Street in Pittsfield, Illinois. Call 217-922-0064. That's 217-922-0064. Britton and the gang know cars, and if you need repairs, call Douglas Automotive today for all your repairs.
I love training. I like to help people improve on their task. That food has been providing everything for me. They just treat you so well. When my life needed an opportunity, I chose that.
Saratoga takes the timeout. It's an Adams Fiber timeout, their second here in game number 2. As they trail Chillicothe 20-16. They did win the first game 25-18. So Chillicothe trying to hang on and get us to the tie-breaking set here coming up if they can. Not a lot of substitutions here on either side here in our first quarterfinal, and they say that's going to be another ace as Jackson able to find that end line. Chillicothe does their celebratory ace dance, and now they're 4 points away from getting the tiebreaker. Winner moves on to the 11 a.m. semifinals coming up tomorrow morning here from Warrensburg-Latham. Trying to get that drop serve in again. This is Hutchcraft with it. Nice strike into the back row, received by Josie Draper. Scholl sends it over. McConnell will push it up to the front row. Attack's going to come now from Kroger. She'll send a free over to the side to Chillicothe. Going to get it up. It's going to be a tough play for Scholl, and what the officials say, it's going to be a net violation against Scholl on the attack try. It'll be a point for Morris Saratoga. Loikitz will come in for Morris Saratoga as McConnell will take a seat. And Hutchcraft will be on the serve here for the Hawks. 21-17 here in game number 2. Hutchcraft, nice serve, gets into the back row. It's an ace for Hutchcraft as Draper, just wasn't able to get a good handle on that one. Quickly went off the back of her wrists, and a nice ace there for Hutchcraft. Another nice serve into the back row. Jackson, this is to Draper. Back row's going to have to take it all the way over this time as they'll send it back over for the Hawks. Rink with it. Nice setup and a nice block out of the hands of Moore. Tinley Moore with a big block. Let's show you that one here on the Northwestern Mutual replay, as it's a point for Chillicothe. A nice touch and a nice attack from Morris, but Tinley Draper right there for it. Tinley Moore, excuse me. Hensley Jackson comes in to serve here for Chillicothe. Gets it up. Hawks are going to have to try and chase it down. They won't get that one, and it'll be a point for Chillicothe as it's 23-18. Hensley Jackson, kind of one of the utility players here on this squad. Whether it's front row, back row, she can kind of do it all, says Ashley Kluge. Sends it in. That's going to be an ace as she finds the corner. Kroger thought it was going to go out of bounds, and now it's going to be game point here for Chillicothe as they lead 24-18 in game number 2, trying to force the tiebreaker. As Hensley Jackson will get the serve here for Chillicothe. Set in the center of the court, gets it up over. It's going to go back over for Chillicothe. Getting it back up, this is Kroger now. Sends it back over to the Mustang side. Quick touch on the play from Moore. McConnell will get it back up for Morris. It's going to head back over to the Chillicothe side. Let's see if they can get an attack set up here. It's a back row from Jackson, and it's going to go out of bounds as that one just went a little too far. 19-24. Still a game point here for Chillicothe as Ansley Rink will be on the serve for the Hawks. Gets it up into the back row. Jackson with the first touch. They send it up now. It's going to be a free play back over the net for Morris. McConnell with it back into the hands of Rink. On the attack there was Loikens. They'll send it back over to Salins. Two-hand touch over the net. Hawks get a chance again. Now McConnell's going to keep it up into play. Loikens couldn't get under it. Didn't have the position. She'll send it into the net. And Chillicothe is going to win game number 2 as we are now tied 1-1, and we'll head to a third. We're back here in 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Third set coming up live on Central Illinois Sports.
Press Yours On You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours On You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois.
I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella.
You're dating someone?
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. Arlo's not a boy.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
So many flavors of dew. I am thirsty. I must get the dew.
Cut! He's hypnotized again!
Do the dew.
Today's halftime show is brought to you by Little Jess Motor Company. Warmer weather and topless, doorless adventures are right around the corner. Stop out to Little Jess today to check out our large selection of Jeep Wranglers. We currently have 15 Wranglers in stock and many more on their way. Right now, you can drive a new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 2-door Sport for only $499 per month with absolutely zero down. Is a 4-door more your style? Drive a 2024 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport for only $599 per month with zero down. Little Jess, serving the Tri-States for 7 decades.
Game Masters is your headquarters for all your hunting gear. We have more than just camo hunting attire. Come check out our casual lines of Sitka, Under Armour, North Face, Columbia, Drake, and more. Pursue your prey with these off-road Quiet Cat bikes from Game Masters. Easy to transport and perfect for your next hunting adventure. Game Masters, we're passionate about the outdoors.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Derek Harris is your Pike and Adams County area Edward Jones financial advisor. Derek Harris's most important goals are yours. That's why Derek will take the time to understand your needs so he can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact Derek Harris today at 217-222-7173. Knowing you, that's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Are you looking to streamline your banking? Great Rivers Bank has just what you need with our streamlined checking and savings accounts. Earn high interest rates or get cash back on debit card purchases with your qualifying account, plus ATM fee refunds. Certain qualifications required. Call or visit our website today at www.greatriversbank.bank to get started. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome you back here as we get ready for set number 3. We remind you about Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Quincy, Illinois. For top-notch auto sales and service that won't steer you wrong, see the guys at Little Jess Motors in Quincy, Illinois. You can see them online anytime at littlejessjeep.com or visit them online if you happen to be over in the West Central Illinois area in Quincy at 3431 Main Street in the Gem City. We are getting ready here for game number 3. We are tied 1-1. As Chillicothe has won the flip, and they'll get the first serve here. And Tinley Moore will kick things off for us in our tie-breaking game, and that's going to be a quick ace as she finds the corner again. And that's a couple of quick times now that Chillicothe has been able to find that back corner and get some easy points out of it, as Saratoga not kind of doing the best job with the depth perception. Up and over. Second one in. McConnell gets it up. This is now handled by Neisner on to the opposite side as Salins gets it over the net for the Hawks. Jackson punches it into the back row. McConnell with it. Getting it. This is Loikitz. Into the back row. Now Draper puts it up for Jackson. Hammers it down, and a big kill from Jackson as she's able to get it past McKenna Loikitz. We'll show it to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay on a really nice play from Melody Jackson. 2-0 here now as Saratoga is going to get some substitutions in. They're going to send in Abby Hellman, 7th grade middle hitter. She'll check in for McKenna Loikitz. Tinley Moore still on the serve here as we're in the early parts of game number 3. Winner moves on to face the winner of Paris Mayo and Staunton. We'll have that one coming up for you after this. Up high, Salins has to punch it into the back row. Draper gets it high into the air. Nice attack. And the hands at Josie Draper that time. And the Hawks not able to get it as Meisner had a little bit of trouble getting up, getting the volleyball into the air, and it's going to be 3-0 here. Chillicothe with the early advantage. Chillicothe has been off to a hot start in each of the 3 games here so far, and Morris always finds a way to come back and make it tough as the service error will get the Hawks on the board. McConnell will take the serve. Hutchcraft will check back in here for Hellman. Nice crowd here so far at Warrensburg Latham, which isn't too bad considering it's, just most of us are getting home from work. They send it into the back row as McConnell gets it. On the attack now, this is going to be Meisner. She's going to get the quick kill, they say. Now the officials concur. And Meisner on a nice attack, and now it's 2 serving 3 here. We'll be with you here from Warrensburg Latham all weekend long. We hope you join us as well. And the officials here are going to check a couple of things as one of the back row judges conferring with our officials in the tower. Everything seems to be okay. They'll get things reset. We're back to action as Aubrey McConnell still has the serve for Saratoga. Saratoga coaches now just asking what was going on up there. They get the explanation and they say, let's go. McConnell sends it over the net into the back row. Jackson's got to chase it down. It's going to be a quick run as now they couldn't get it as Moore was diving for it to keep it in play. Chillicothe got a little bit out of system there. Now we're tied back up 3-3 here in game number 3. McConnell with the serve. She has been a heck of a player here so far in our opening quarterfinal. Chillicothe gets it high into the air. Back row attack for Scholl. Barely gets over the net. Diving for it was Meisner. She couldn't get a good handle on it. And the back row attack works out for Chillicothe's. We'll show it to you there on the Northwestern Mutual replay. 4 serving 3 now. Tegan Draper coming up for Chillicothe. Gets it just over the tape. Setting up is Meisner. She tries to dump it over quickly. She couldn't get it above the net. Error on Saratoga gives the point to the Mustangs. Mustangs 19-7-1 avenged 2 of their regular season losses in the postseason to make it here tonight, and that one will sail just outside of the lines. It's a service error and a point for the Hawks. For Morris Saratoga, this team looking to make it past a quarterfinal. They've been in this tournament 8 times. Twice they've been in the state championship game. The other times they take early exits in the first round. Hutchcraft tries to get it over, blocked by Jackson. She'll touch it back over. This is Jackson's turn with it now. Nice dig out of the hands of Krogert. And the Mustangs will set up here. Jackson on the run. Gets it just barely over, and Hutchcraft gets underneath it, and they say it'll be a lift on Hutchcraft. Just kind of one of those tough plays where when it rolls over the front of the net like that and you're not expecting it, you've got to make a quick move with your hands, and sometimes you're just not as set as you normally would be. Josie Draper on the serve for Chillicothe. Sends it in. Nice dive from Salins to keep it in play. This is Jackson setting up. Nice dump off there from Rink. Hutchcraft gets a touch on it. Everybody running and diving for it on the scramble, and instead it's going to be Saratoga getting the point that time. Audrey Meisner will serve here for Saratoga. Her team trails by 1. We are tied in game number 3. They send the volleyball over. This is going to be Draper sending it into the front. Jackson has to give a free play back over to the Hawks. Setting up now is Rink. This is Hutchcraft. Didn't get a good jump on it, still gets it over the net. Chillicothe punches into the back row. McConnell up to Rink. They'll set it on the opposite side now. This is Krogert. Wirtz gets it up. Chillicothe a little bit of trouble here. They'll give a free ball again back to the Hawks. Setting up close to the net, it's going to be Hutchcraft. She stays without touching the net or the middle line. Nice play. Krogert into the back row. Nice dig in the hands of Tegan Draper. They'll set it up for Hutchcraft again. She sends it high into the back row, and that's a nice play by Melody Jackson, who got up just early enough to make Hutchcraft think about that one. It's a point for Chillicothe. It's 7-5. Jackson will get the serve here for the Mustangs. Set in the middle, sends it over right in the middle, dumps it over again, and it's going to be an ace for Melody Jackson. She likes that little dump set where it tries to drop right over the top of the net in the front row. Eight to 5 here in game number 3. More fans filing in here as Paris Mayo and Staunton will come up next. Rink gets the volleyball up on the opposite side. It's Krogert. Mustangs send it back over to the Hawk side. Rink trying to get it set. She's got to push it over, and a nice play by Rink. Ansley Rink with a quick thought said, I can just get it over myself. And she'll get the point here for Morris Saratoga. Now 6 serving 8 as Hutchcraft will serve here for the Hawks. She'll send it over into the back row where Josie Draper gets the first pass. Into the front row, it's Tinley Moore. And Moore finds the open spot as the campfire was lit. And the Mustangs will get the point here. Hensley Jackson will check back in for Chillicothe, and sitting down on the bench will be Ellie Wirtz. Hensley Jackson came in here, finished up game number 2 for Chillicothe with some nice serves. McConnell gets it up. This is Rink setting it up for Hutchcraft. Sends it into the back row, and it's going to go just a little bit far as those last couple of attacks from Hutchcraft have just been a little too far gone. 10-6 now, Chillicothe with the advantage. They'll send it into the back row, and nobody ready there as Meisner and Salins each kind of looked at each other and thought they were going to touch it, and instead no one does, and it's going to be a timeout for the Hawks. It's Chillicothe 11, Morris Saratoga 6 here in game number 3. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Central Illinois Sports.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Make your dream kitchen and bath a reality with help from Pike County Lumber. We'll create a design to fit your lifestyle and your needs. Quartz countertops, quality onyx that offers dozens of colors. From start to finish, trust the knowledge and experience at Pike County Lumber.
Morris takes the timeout. It's going to be their first here in game number 3. As Chillicothe leads us here 11-6 in the deciding tiebreaker. Hensley Jackson still with the serve here for Chillicothe. As they'll make sure everybody's set in their spot, and we're back to action. I think they're maybe more concerned about making sure one of the gentlemen here is able to find himself a spot in play, or out of play, excuse me. Jackson will serve here for Chillicothe. Gets it over into the back row as Salen's able to have a tough time with it. It's going to be an ace for Jackson. And a point here for Chillicothe as we show you that one here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. As Salen's just not able to get a good lift on it, and it hits the floor. 12-6 now our score. Hensley Jackson serves it into McConnell. She'll get it up now. This is Rink. Opposite side hit for Kroger. Goes into the net as waiting for her was Tinley Moore. And it's another quick point here as Chillicothe rolling in game number 3. They lead now 13-6. Into the back row, and that one's going to go a little far. A nice service for Hensley Jackson comes to an end, and now it's 7 serving 13 as Ansley Rink will be on the attack here for the Hawks. Hawks trail by 6, need to get some points in a hurry, and that one's not going to help the cause as it goes into the net. Service error makes it a 7-point advantage again for Chillicothe. Ellie Wirtz will come back in for Hensley Jackson after she does her job on the serve. And now for Chillicothe, it'll be Olivia Scholl as Hensley Jackson goes to take a seat to a rousing applause from the Mustangs fans. Olivia Scholl described as coachable and positive by head coach Ashley Kluge, and usually if you can get a bunch of girls like that, you can find yourself some success. Rink has to get it up high. This is Hellman who puts it back over for the Hawks. Draper sets it up. On the attack now is Moore. McConnell with another great dig. Hellman with it. Pushes it in, and a nice kill for Abby Hellman as Wirtz wasn't able to get to it in time. It's a point for Saratoga. Jackson will check back in. Ellie Wirtz will get another seat here for the Mustangs, and on the serve for Saratoga is Elena Kroger. Jackson gets the first touch, sends it up to Draper. Jackson's going to have to play it from the back row. This is Salins to Rink. She's going to dump it over into the back row where it's picked up by Jackson. On the attack now, this is Josie Draper. Gets it up high. McConnell's chin's a little too far. And a nice play for the Mustangs as they'll get the point here as we show it to you on the Northwestern Mutual replay. 15-8 our score now. Tinley Moore, the middle hitter, will serve here for Chillicothe. 10 points away from heading to the trophy round as that one gets over. A nice dig from Meisner to keep it going. On the opposite side, Salins was off balance and couldn't get underneath that one to get a good strike on it. It'll go into the net, and it's a point here for Chillicothe. Chillicothe's had a pretty rough winter. For an entire month, had at least one, if not more, players out due to illness, and they've really only got their full rotation back within about the last 2.5 weeks. Nice strike on the line from Meisner, and really nice dig from Hensley Jackson. This one's going to go into the back row. Mustangs trying to get a save on it. Tinley Moore diving on the floor, but it's to no avail. And it'll be a much-needed point here for Saratoga as they trail now 16-9. Hutchcraft will come in. Hellman will get a seat, and McConnell will be on the serve for Morris. Morris 20 wins against 4 losses on the season. And that's going to be an ace as it's going to be touched by Hensley Jackson. And that's a big point there for the Hawks as they need to keep this one within an arm's distance. McConnell serve up and over the net into the back row where it's picked up by Draper. They'll set it up for Josie Draper. Attacks in, dug out once again there by McConnell. On the opposite side now, this is Meisner. She'll get the big kill. Audrey Meisner with the kill for Morris. And we'll show you that one on the replay as we get a timeout from Chillicothe. It's 11-16. Don't go anywhere. We wrap up this one real quick.
From bag to field to bin, Prairieland FS is your home for quality seed. We treat it right here at one of our local facilities, deliver it right to your farm, and then provide the propane to fuel your bins. Have confidence in what you're putting in your engine with our energy specialist. They're focused on maximizing power, fuel efficiency, and engine protection to keep you going. We're neighbors serving neighbors. Prairieland FS, your leading supplier of choice.
Chillicothe will take the timeout. It's their first of set number 3. Each team has one opportunity to stop play at their disposal here, as Morris Saratoga was eager to get back out on the court and keep this one going. McConnell with the serve. Her team trails by 11 in game 3. Into the back row, it's picked up by Olivia Scholl. They'll try and set up Jackson. She can't get underneath it. She'll have to give a free play back to the Hawks. Rink on the set. They get the opposite side now. This is Meisner, and it's going to be a quick touch off of Chillicothe and a point for Morris. On the kill for Audrey Meisner. It's now 12 serving 16. Morris making a run here. Serve goes way into the back row. Hensley Jackson with the first touch. Melody now serves it back over to the Hawks side. Rink on the set. This is Hutchcraft with it on the attack. Nice block by Jackson. Rink will send it back over. Opportunity here for Chillicothe. It's a dump over by Tegan Draper. This is Hutchcraft again. Sends it off the hands of Jackson. And a nice kill there for Hutchcraft, as we'll show you that one on the Northwestern Mutual replay. It's been a fun little battle here between Kayla Hutchcraft and Melody Jackson in the front of the net here today. 13 serving 12. McConnell still with the serve here for Morris, and that one's going to go just out of bounds, maybe a foot or less. And it'll be a point here for the Mustangs. Ellie Wirtz will substitute back in for Chillicothe. Hensley Jackson will get a seat. With the serve is going to be Tegan Draper. Sends it into the back row. It's going to be one touch back over for the Mustangs. They set it up for Jackson into 2 defenders, and she had nowhere to go with it. As setting up and ready was Hutchcraft and Meisner. It'll be an attack error and a point for the Hawks. 17-14, Chillicothe leads as Tegan Salins with the serve, and that one will sail just a little too far. Service errors adding up here on both sides as it's 18-14. Chillicothe with the lead in the ball. Josie Draper on the serve. Running one-handed serve over. Salins barely gets it back up. This is Hutchcraft. Sends it into the back row. Nice dig by Josie Draper. Jackson has to give a free ball back over to Morris. Rink dumps it over. Quickly picked up by Chillicothe. Melody Jackson gets it off the hands of Hutchcraft, and that time Melody Jackson wins the war. And we'll show you that again here on the Northwestern Mutual replay as Chillicothe now leads 19-14 here in game number 3. Draper up and over the net into the back row. McConnell gets a hand on it. This is up opposite side now for Meisner. Gets blocked by Jackson, and it gets touched off of the hands of Rink. She was trying to keep it in play. Instead, she sailed it out of bounds, and Chillicothe wins the race to 20. They're now up 20-14. 5 points away from making it into tomorrow's semifinal as Draper on the serve. Into the back row, picked up by Salins. And not being able to get a good handle on it was Olivia Scholl, and they'll give the point right back to Morris. Audrey Meisner will serve here for Saratoga. Her team trails by 5. Running jump serve with the right hand. Into the back row, and it's going to be an ace as Draper couldn't get a hand on it. Both Drapers in the back row couldn't get a hand on it. And it's now 20-16 on the ace from Meisner. She's had a few in this contest. Meisner sends it into the back row. It'll be a setup for Scholl. Here comes Jackson on the run. Sends it into the back row, picked up by Salins. Opposite side hit. This is Krogert. Picked back up by Chillicothe. Dump over from Jackson's picked up. Krogert tries to send it over the net, and now Jackson sets it up On the opposite side for Draper. Punches it from the back row. Hawks with an opportunity here. This is Hutchcraft. Into the back row and a nice kill for Hutchcraft. Just one of those little balls that didn't have a lot of speed on it. You didn't know where it was going to go as we watched again on the Northwestern Mutual replay. And Chillicothe with a tough time picking it up. 20-17. Saratoga refuses to go away in this one. Up and over. Draper picks it up in the back row. Now they set it up for Jackson on the run. Nice hit from Jackson. She gets the kill. And a much-needed point for Chillicothe to stop the bleeding there on that one. 21-17 as Melody Jackson will make her way to the back row for the serve. Rink sets up. It's going to be tight against the net. Hutchcraft was up there along with Kroger. Neither one could really get a touch on it. And just like that, it's 22-17. And Saratoga wants the timeout. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. Don't go anywhere. The last points coming up here in just a minute on Central Illinois Sports.
At Farmers State Bank, we believe in community, teamwork, and success. We're thrilled to announce that we've been named the best place to work in Illinois and the best community bank in America this year. Join us on this winning team where your dreams take center court at Farmers State Bank. We're a team. Discover the difference. The best place to bank, the best place to work. Because when our community wins, we all win. Where community, excellence, and opportunity come together. Farmers State Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Saratoga takes the timeout. It's going to be their second. They are out of timeouts here in game number 3. We remind you about our good friend Damon Emmerich at Great Rivers Bank, here to help you with your auto, residential, and commercial loans. Give Damon a call at 217-285-4404 for Great Rivers Bank. Chillicothe trying to close this one out. It took 3 sets to win their sectional championship, and they're going to need 3 here to get past in their state quarterfinal against Saratoga. Hawks trying to not let this one slip away as they get it into the back row, set up by Salins. This is Rink with it into Hutchcraft. Nice block from Chillicothe, and they say that's going to be a lift, as a nice block again from Tinley Moore gives Chillicothe a point. They're 2 away from the trophy round tomorrow. 23-17. Jackson serves it up way into the back row that time. Salins gets the first touch. They'll set it up on the opposite side now for Kroger. Into the back row, Jackson. Into the hands of Works. On the attack now is Moore. Punches it into the back row. Rink tight against the net. Has to just dump it over. This is Tinley Moore. Back row, nice dig by Salins. Hutchcraft gets it. Saratoga able to keep it in play. Chillicothe gets it back over. Quick touch from Hutchcraft. Let's see what the Hawks can do here defensively, as it's another nice dig from Salins. Rink sets it up. Here comes Hutchcraft again. Nice block from Moore. And Tinley Moore with a big block. We'll show it to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. And it's going to be 24-17. And Chillicothe 1 point away from making their way into the state semifinals. Jackson sends it over. Rink on the set. Opposite side hit. This is Kroger. And it's going to go out of bounds. And that is going to do it. And Chillicothe is going to advance here in the state quarterfinal. They win in 3 sets. 18-25, 25-17, 25-17 to advance to tomorrow's 11 a.m. state semifinal. They improve to a record of 20 wins, 7 losses, and 1 tie. Morris Saratoga will bow out of the season with a record of 20 wins and 5 losses. We'll step aside for a quick moment here on the Blessing Health System postgame show. We'll name our player of the game and get you ready for quarterfinal number 2. You're watching exclusive coverage of the IESA State Championships. Don't go anywhere. We're right back on Central Illinois Sports.
Okay, everyone, let's do this. How about you?
What are your thoughts on today's patient care?
Real busy day, but it was a team effort. And how about you?
Third checkup that your patient talked about her summer concert. How do you stay enthused?
You can't blame her. Those tickets were hard to come by. But her summer wasn't a cruel one. Huh?
Doctor,
Next, how about you?
Doctor, it hurts when I do this.
Don't do that.
Hey, the internet says I'm sick. Am I?
I'd get a professional opinion on that.
Over here. Doc, donuts in the break room look like a hit.
Not bad. Definitely better than those bagels. Okay, we have time for one more. Next.
The staff looked focused today. What do you attribute that to?
Well, at Blessing, we're tasked with providing exceptional care, so every visit is like the big game for us. Okay, gotta run.
Doctor,
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Derek Harris is your Pike and Adams County area Edward Jones financial advisor. Derek Harris's most important goals are yours. That's why Derek will take the time to understand your needs so he can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact Derek Harris today at 217-222-7173. Knowing you, that's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Welcome you back here on the Blessing Health System postgame show, where Chillicothe wins in 3 sets over Morris Saratoga to advance to tomorrow's state semifinals at 11 a.m. Blessing Health System, providing quality health care to those in Northeast Missouri, Southeast Iowa, and West Central Illinois for over 140 years. For surgical services, women's health, heart and vascular care, chiropractic, orthopedic services, and a whole lot more, visit blessinghealth.org to learn more about their services. A nice job by the Chillicothe Mustangs to get out early and often in each of the 3 games. Morris put together a nice run. They were able to squeeze one out in the first game, but Chillicothe just a little too strong eventually down the end, based off of the hot hand of Melody Jackson and some nice serving from Hensley Jackson in some critical moments here today. We tell you now about our player of the game, brought to you tonight by Derek Harris and your Edward Jones financial advisors. Financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement that our young athletes receive from coaches, parents, teachers, and mentors. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this, and that's why he's a proud sponsor of the player of the game on Central Illinois Sports. Melody Jackson came up with some big attacks when her team needed him the most. We're going to name her the player of the game today, but this was a very well-rounded attack by this Chillicothe team. Very scrappy little squad that both of these two teams coming up in our next quarterfinal are going to have to deal with. We will step aside here on Central Illinois Sports. We will shut this stream down. We have a separate game file coming up for the next game. So back out of us here. If you're in the playlist, you'll be able to find the next game when we get it started in just a few minutes. And we'll get you ready for our second quarterfinal. It'll be Paris Mayo taking on Staunton here coming up from Warrensburg-Lathan. My name is Brian Shoemaker. We thank you for watching exclusive coverage of the IESA Girls Volleyball State Championships. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a few minutes with Staunton taking on Paris Mayo. It'll be our second quarterfinal. You're watching Central